What's going on, guys? This video is long overdue. Flexible dieting. I keep seeing people post about this, counting macros, flexible dieting in a very negative way, saying it doesn't work, it's bullshit, blah, 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 blah. I use flexible dieting. My clients use flexible dieting. I believe in flexible dieting to an extent because it works, because it's effective, because it's healthier than traditional bodybuilding type of dieting. I think the people that are posting about it in a negative way are scared. They're uneducated, first of all, on the subject of nutritional science, so they really have no business giving advice on nutrition because they have no real understanding of nutritional science. So how can you advise people and give advice on nutrition if you don't understand the science behind it? I think these people are uneducated on the subject. I think that these people are more so scared. They're scared because they see this, trend of flexible dieting. People want to know more about it. People are utilizing it. When I post about it, people are very interested in it. My clients brag about it. I don't pay my clients to preach about it. You can hashtag Team Hammer on Instagram. Look at all the posts. I don't pay these guys to do it. They pay me to work with me. These people are scared because there's a huge shift in the fitness industry. People are not buying into the bullshit that people have been doing for the last 30 years since Arnold Schwarzenegger was competing. I'm sorry to break it to you guys. Yes, that is a great way of dieting, and it was a great way of dieting at one point, but we've evolved so much. We've learned so much. We've studied so much. People have PhDs. People go to school for this, to learn how to better the nutrition and health and fitness and body composition industry. So why not learn from these people? Why keep a closed mind because Ronnie Coleman did it? Because Jay Cutler did it? Because, certain bodybuilders dieted a certain way. Why do we have to adhere to that? And why do we have to, use them as the example of what should be done? Yes, they got in amazing shape. Yes, they won an Olympia. Yes, they won an Arnold Classic, utilizing these methods, but there are better ways of doing it, plain and simple. Who's to say that eating a sweet potato is better than eating, candy, for example, in terms of body composition? Yes, I'm the first to agree that there are many benefits to eating a sweet potato in terms of micronutrients, fiber, anti-inflammatory properties, whereas candy, you're not going to get the same bang for your buck. But does that mean we restrict and deprive ourselves of foods that we enjoy? No, we do not. And that's where people got it twisted, and that's where people do not understand what flexible dieting really means. And like I said, I think these people are scared of the shift in the industry. They're losing money, and they don't want to open their eyes. They rather be that big fish in the small pond. At one point in time, they were the big fish in the small pond where everyone was following them, and there wasn't an outlet for people to learn these methods. There wasn't YouTube and social media, where people could say, you know what, there is a better way. So I live by a very simple quote. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And I'm always open to change. I'm always open to learning. At one point, I did use traditional bodybuilding methods. Did it work for me? Absolutely not. It was actually the worst I've ever looked in my life, and I would never do it again. When I was 21 years old, I wrote my first book, Absanity, and I specifically say do not eat the same food over and over. And I knew very little about nutritional science, but I was smart enough to know that the one time that I tried using these traditional bodybuilding methods of eating fish 6-7 times a day, I actually looked worse than I ever have. I actually wanted to binge. It started creating these habits where I wanted to eat foods that I normally didn't even want to eat, So what is flexible dieting? Let's put this in the most simplistic way for these dummies to understand, because it's getting real annoying seeing it online, and it's actually making me laugh. I laugh at these people because, you know what? While you're talking shit about the method of flexible dieting, people are coming to me to work with me because they want to better their lives. They want to enhance their lives. They don't want to be, a rat, a lab rat, or a prisoner to food and have to eat these foods 6-7 times a day. How long is that going to last? How long are you going to be able to eat that way before you decide to binge, before you decide to say, fuck it, I can't do this anymore, I'm going to just binge? And guess what, guys? These people that diet like this, I've never seen someone stay in shape year-round. I've yet to see someone even stay within 10 pounds of contest weight or photo shoot shape when they eat like that. But when you do not deprive or restrict yourself of certain foods, you're able to stay in shape year-round. So my whole take on flexible dieting, and I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm not one of these people, I don't ever eat Pop-Tarts and things like that, or I rarely do. I do sometimes. But I don't include it in my day-to-day lifestyle. I don't include it in my day-to-day nutrition meal plan, or whatever you want to call it. I do have a set meal plan, absolutely. But the difference is nobody told me that I have to eat fish or beef or eggs or chicken. I choose to eat whichever protein sources I want. I choose to eat whatever carb sources I want. Mind you, I eat clean all the time. You know, I eat sweet potato, I eat brown rice, I eat oatmeal, I eat fruits, but I choose those sources. I'm not, you know, confined to certain sources because oatmeal's better than white rice. You know, who's to say that? You know, these are just, this is a myth, guys. These people that are saying that you have to eat fish, they don't even understand why they're eating fish. I'll tell you why they're eating fish because they can't explain it to you. The reason why these people eat white fish over chicken and beef is because white fish typically has less calories than chicken or beef. So guess what's going to happen? Well, you are reducing your caloric intake when you eat white fish that has less calories than chicken or beef. Guess what's going to happen when you reduce your calories? You're going to lose weight. It's very simple. Or you can take a smarter approach to this and factor in the chicken or the beef so that you do not exceed your calories, so that you hit your macronutrients for the day, so that you're not overeating in calories. And guess what? The result would be the exact same, guys. There are no properties in fish that get you leaner than chicken or beef. Think about that for a minute. And if you bought into that, you buy into that, well, then you got to, you know, examine and rethink your method and rethink what you're doing. If you think that there are certain benefits, you know, there may be minor benefits. I will agree with that. But if you think there are certain, you know, body composition or fat loss benefits to eating, you know, brown rice over white rice, there are not really, guys. You're not going to see a significant change. I have clients that literally, and I don't agree with this, but they literally eat, you know, ice cream on a day-to-day basis a week out from a show, and they look absolutely shredded, and they're natural. I personally wouldn't do it because I don't feel that great when I do that. I would feel when my calories are restricted, when my calories are a bit lower, I would rather eat more whole foods. I'd rather eat more foods that I get more bang for my buck per 100 grams of food, per 100 grams of weight. I get more carbs from, obviously, a sweet potato than I would get from a Pop-Tart. So I'm going to feel more satiated. I'm going to feel more full. I'm going to have more fiber in my diet. But some of my clients choose to do that. I choose to use flexible dieting in two ways. When I'm craving a certain food, I'll have it. I don't restrict myself. I factor the numbers in for the day. Number two, I use flexible dieting because I eat whatever foods I want, providing they're clean foods. You know, flexible dieting has nothing to do with eating junk food. That's just something people, you know, you factor in junk food so that you don't restrict yourself and deprive yourself, so that you do not, you know, have constant cravings. And there's studies done, guys, from universities that show as soon as you restrict yourself of certain foods, you want those foods even more, and you don't even know why. You would never want those foods, but as soon as you restrict and deprive yourself, you automatically are dying for those foods. Do you want to live a life where you're constantly thinking about eating certain foods that you can't have, or would you rather just, you know, learn how to count your macronutrients, factor those foods in so that you feel, you know, more complete? You don't feel like you're restricting yourself. You don't feel like you've deprived yourself, and that you're not, that those foods aren't constantly on your mind. How would you want to live, you know? And like I said, I only utilize flexible dieting. I advocate it and I believe in it because I know it works. I've studied it. I choose to better myself so that I can better my clients. And that's my priority, guys. I don't choose one method over another. I choose the most effective method that's going to work on my clients, that's going to keep them healthy. It's going to keep the results realistic and sustainable. So now my clients, I've noticed, you know, since I've really, you know, utilized the flexible dieting method, I've noticed that people stay in shape after their show. They stay in shape after their photo shoot because guess what? When you went 3 months without eating chocolate, when you went 3 months without eating any food, fruits, all of this, guess what's going to happen as soon as you get off that stage? You're fucked. You're going to eat those foods nonstop for the next 6 months. You're going to gain all that weight back plus more, and then you're going to feel like absolute shit. And next time you try dieting down, it's going to be even harder. And then the time after that's going to be harder and harder, and every off season you're going to end up gaining more and more weight. There is a better solution, guys. Learn how to utilize flexible dieting. Do not knock the method before you try it. Like I said, I have nothing against any sort of method if that's what you believe in, if that's what you enjoy doing, but do not feel restricted, do not feel confined, and do not feel like you have to do something because this food is better than that food, or because that food is better than this food because someone told you. Do your own research. Learn for yourself. Figure out what works, guys. As always, like this video. Post your comments below. Tell me what you guys want to see more of. Follow me on social media at Amer the Hammer on Instagram. Team Hammer.